I think we're live. And Jim Mill Garden. Today, at first, I'm going to talk about these raised garden beds I made by using materials from the neighbor's yard. The neighbors don't take care of their yard, so I volunteer myself to make it look presentable. And last year at this time, I think it was in April of last year, it was a real mess up here in this good looking part of the yard, and it had like trash from the previous tenants, and I cleaned it up and mowed it. And I've been on this yard for years, trying to keep a pathway along my fence to make it look nice. And I kept going, and I needed light for the garden, so I cut down a bunch of brush and a couple trees this year to give it more light. So, but I used that material to make these raised flower beds. I got one viewer. Let's get some more, and get some chats. We can get a chat going. Yeah, that person decided not to do chat. Okay. Um, and I took like rotten logs, tree limbs, and put in the bottom of these beds, and and then I got soils, waste soils, and just okay. In this bed here, I remember putting it was smaller branches, and then the larger logs that were rotting, and had to take the chainsaw to them, and I cut them in lengths, and then I took a pickaxe and I chopped them in little pieces and placed. And then I found I needed some fill, so there was some red clay, and I put a wheelbarrow red clay in this. And then excuse me, I took a wheelbarrow of up here on the neighbor's uh, around the end of the house they're building here, and there was dirt on the sidewalk and tree leaves and all kinds of organic material. I got a wheelbarrow full of that, and I put in here, and then I got some real good soil that was under a brush pile, and then I placed it, and then there was some chop material of brush, dead brush, and just leaves and bark and all kinds of stuff, and I put a wheelbarrow sole on top of that. Let's see, after that was I used some rabbit uh, manure from the neighbor over there. um, she gave me she just brought it over and dumped it at the edge of our yard, and I put a wheelbarrow of, no, it was a wagon, but it was a bunch of it. And then on top, I top dressed it with uh, leaf mulch, and I took my lawnmower and chopped this pile was a lot bigger, and I chopped leaves and put here on this bed. So I got all kinds of organic material. I got 6 viewers. That's great. And oh, someone retracted a message. Must have been spicy. Okay. And in this bed, right now, I got giant Marconi peppers, and I just got these in a couple days ago. And these brick here and rocks and stuff, they came from over there. This is so much, junk over there that I use stuff, brick from. There's a lot of brick on my property from years ago. I'd be digging a hole, and 14 viewers, great. And I would, yeah, I'd be digging, and I would hit a brick, but I use these bricks around plants to protect them from, we got squirrels and winds and erosion and whatever, or just to keep me from stepping on them. I put around plants, and I got all this brick and stuff from over in that bare area over by that shed, and so I can lawn mow or so whoever mows it over there can mow better, because these were exposed, and I've mowed over there before and hit these bricks, and stops the mower. But I dug what I could see, and I brought them over, and I've used them around these peppers. And is there any buds on these peppers? I don't see any. So these peppers, they ought to do good. I've grown them for several years now, and I don't see any buds on them. But they just got loads of organic material to use and grow big. It'd be nice to come out here about 2 or 3 months later, and they're like head high. Well, it could be head high. We've got a foot of a bed here, and if they grow good, which I expect, and they get plenty of sun in the morning, the only shade they have is this tree here, and it gets, the sun's out. Oh, and the sun's peeking through. And I planted these here away from the edge of the bed so they can get sun. So I put them in the right spot, and that one over there just barely gets the sun good. And as the summer goes along, that sun angle is going to go further south, so it's going to be in the sun in the morning good, and in the afternoon it gets all this sun on this side. So it's going to get plenty of sun to make some peppers. And I use those peppers, and I put them in my chili, and it makes it really good. And here's a large raised garden bed that has nothing in it yet, and it pretty much has the same material as the others. Just rotten logs in the bottom, limbs, dead limbs, all kinds of stuff, just branches, just stuff that's litter, forest litter basically. And then try to get soils and the rabbit manure and the leaf mulch. And here and I'm going to put sweet corn in here. I think about 6 hills of 4, and plant it. And it's gonna be kind of funny seeing this corn, if it gets 8 feet high, that's already a foot off the ground. It'll be 9 to 10 feet in the air, which will catch a lot of sun, and it's gonna look very interesting. And here is my oldest raised bed that I made. I made this in February, and it's got potatoes in it. I think there is 11. And this first group here these are definitely red potatoes. And they're starting to push up. They're pushing up the ground. They're pushing up the mulch, so there's potatoes in there already. And it'll probably be another month, or around a month, and they'll be ready to harvest. When the leaves start turning yellow, that's when they're done growing potatoes. They're starting to go dormant. And this potatoes down here are, I don't know if they're Kennebecs or Yukon Gold. You can't really tell them apart until you dig them. So these are the ones I planted first. And what did I do here? Was this a separate bed? I can't remember what I did. Here's this. I think that was that newer tree. Anyway, I can't remember what I did. Had this, I think it was this Yeah, I had a some pieces I cut. These there was trees here, and one was dead that fell over, and it wrecked my fence that I sort of rebuilt back up, but it broke this post, and this bed sort of supports it from this side. But I fell over, and I ordered a chainsaw for it wasn't even $100, and then when I got it, it cut so well that I decided to cut other trees down, and it just I've had chainsaws before, and this one cuts better than anything I've ever used, and I just started cutting. I cut this stump down, and I cut the other. Yeah, this is the one. This is the tree. I think what was it again? Oh, a box elder that it was growing here, and it was cutting the light out from this direction. So I cut that down by hand. I used a hand saw and a pickaxe or a mattock, and I chopped it, and I got it down, and when I got the chainsaw, I cut the rest of it down at the base right here, and started making garden beds, and that's these are actually on my property, so there's going to be no problem. It's just using this waste material and logs to make beds, gardening beds, and that's probably about all I have to. I'll just, the upcoming years, I'll just keep putting stuff in here, and I can see there's a little bit of a sink there. I'm just going to have to keep adding material because the soil settles between logs, and logs rot and they settle down, and I'll keep adding clippings and all kinds of stuff, and I probably will keep up with the sinkage because I'm always got lots of material to use, and all this old brush here, it'll rot down in the coming years, and I'll use it unless the neighbors decide to. The owners actually, they just were negligent, and they've been negligent for just years and years. And I just took it upon myself. Well, I'm just going to make this look better. This was a jungle. This was an absolute gnarly, bushy bushes and trees, and it used to be mowed, and they quit mowing it, and it turned into a mess, and I cleaned it up as much as I could for now, and I made something good out of it. So, okay, message, and Margaret Roberts says hi, and hello back. Margaret Roberts said hi again. All right, well, good morning, and I'm going to go over to the main garden after I explain this. So, like when these potatoes are done, I'll probably, I was thinking of putting corn in, but I'm going to have corn there. But if I put corn in that bare bed here, I think my target date is the 1st of June, because I got little corn that's just emerged about 3 or 4 days ago, so it'll be spaced out where we'll have fresh corn later. But right here, it would be late June if I decide to drop in. This would only, I think I'll plant a single row of probably gonna get 4 hills. Let's say I can get 12 to 16 corn plants going, and that'll be a small amount, but it'll be use up this. It'll use this bed because these potatoes are going to be out of here mid-June on, and I'll just crop it again and put in some corn or something else. Maybe I'll put some cabbage in here or something. So who knows? So I'm going to walk over. It's going to be a little bit of a tour. Along the and go to the other garden. Sweetwater Creek, Sweetwater, Tennessee. This is it. It's a little bit muddy from the rain we had. Was it yesterday? Early yesterday morning. It only rained a half an inch, but I think it rained harder locally, and it got a little bit. I think it raised a little and got a little muddy yesterday, and it can be halfway up this fence if it floods. And I don't want that one that happened in North Carolina. If it had that much rain, it would probably demolish this fence, and who knows. So we're going up along the neighbors and their chickens. Yeah, got 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. I need to boil some eggs. I'm gonna boil some eggs today in the instant pot. Instant pot is really easy to boil eggs, and I'll put maybe a dozen in there and boil them because my wife says, why aren't you putting boiled eggs in your salad? And I said, I don't know. And then, okay, I got some old eggs I need to use up, so I'm gonna boil them in the Instant Pot. 7 minutes on normal, and B is a great baby. Boys or girls?